Do you want to be a billionaire? Are you someone who dreams about building an empire from scratch? In that case, Elon must be an inspiration to all the entrepreneurs out there. The man had great vision, and he evidently hit the zenith in no time. How did he do it? Or rather, which one of those was the so-called game-changing moment? Elon and his successful endeavors Tesla and SpaceX undoubtedly took the world by storm. The billionaire created a great impact, and his celeb status isn't insignificant either. He even got a chance to take up a cameo role in Marvel's Iron Man 2. Well, there is more to Elon than all this. XCOM. It all started in 1999. XCOM was one of the first online banks ever. At the beginning itself, over 200,000 customers joined. Although the investors later called him inexperienced, that didn't stop him. You might not have heard the name XCOM. The endeavor merged in 2000 with Confinity. It was later renamed PayPal. And things turned out well, and eBay later took over PayPal in 2002 for about $1.5 billion. The juicy part about it is that Elon acquired the largest share, i.e. 11.2% in PayPal, and received about $175 million. More than 15 years later, Musk purchased it back in 2017. It was natural for him to get it back since it had such deep sentimental value. PayPal was indeed a game changer, and Musk revealed his plan of creating the X, the Everything app, in 2022. SpaceX. What was the first thought that came into your mind when you heard about SpaceX? Mars has just been a dream a while back, but Elon came into the picture with his SpaceX, and we knew before long that it wouldn't remain just an imagination forever. Elon joined hands with a non-profit Mars Society. As the first step, they decided to send greenhouse payload missiles to Mars. So Elon eventually decided to have his own space exploration company to build rockets, since that seemed the perfect way to boost the whole plan, and the rest is history. When news about the launch of the Falcon 1 rocket spread across the world in 2006, everyone knew that Elon wasn't just bluffing about his plan to colonize Mars. Even though the first attempt was a failure, we saw how SpaceX moved up the game gradually. Now SpaceX hit another milestone and has a valuation of $145 billion. Starlink. Have you seen the beautiful satellite picture of how Starlink would look? Starlink, the controversial internet mega constellation. While there is still much debate about it being a menace or the ultimate astronomical innovation, we know it's definitely a game changer in Elon's journey as an entrepreneur with a unique vision. Starlink basically comes under Team SpaceX's grand idea of making the internet available in even remote corners around the world. It seems to be an innovation that would completely take the world by storm. As of 2022, over 3,200 satellites were established in the orbit, and all of them are fully functional. While the whole world feared helping Ukraine during the Russian invasion, Musk made sure he did what seemed fair to him. Musk, in fact, sent Starlink terminals to Ukraine to help them with communication, since Russia tactically shut their every way to seek help. Meanwhile, Musk also declared that he was a free speech absolutist and wasn't intended to create a feud in between them. With that being said, he didn't block Russian media on Starlink. About 20,000 satellites were donated to Ukraine. He was generous with a grand free data subscription, which was worth a whopping $80 million. The US government agreed to help Ukraine on his behalf and paid for them. If we don't label Starlink as a game changer in his life, what could possibly take up the honor? Solar City. $2 billion. Musk was supposed to pay $2 billion as a penalty over an allegation connected to Solar City. What happened then? The controversy that surrounded Elon due to Solar City is infamous, and what happened with Solar City might have made you curious. So the lawsuit actually was pressing on the point of why Elon purchased Solar City to begin with. Elon's cousins founded the company in 2006 solely because Musk encouraged them to do so, and Musk owns 22% of the company. Although they experienced several downs together, it had grown to be known as the largest U.S. installer in the solar installation field. Now, Musk is sorting his plans to take the company to the zenith, as he always does. Neuralink. Elon loves startups. Isn't it something out in the open for a long time? He lives up to his title of being the entrepreneur who has a good eye for a great business idea. A $100 million investment was all it took to fund the grand theme. AI has always been Elon's favorite theme. Naturally, it was high time he did something about it. Doesn't the indulgence of AI and the human brain sound like the perfect combo? Well, Neuralink is all about creating devices that give the brain an extra push and creating wonders. Since the beginning of time, we humans have failed to find aid in treating neurological conditions like dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and spinal injuries. Neuralink is focusing on developing devices that would be a great breakthrough in the medical field. And the most interesting thing about it is that these devices would even enhance our memory. In simple words, Elon plans on making lives much easier than just commercializing anything and everything. The team is now busy conducting experiments to soon cure conditions like deafness, blindness, paralysis, and much more. A success from the research side would definitely become a major breakthrough the world has ever witnessed. The Boeing Company. Do you remember Elon promoting real-life flamethrowers? It would supposedly come in handy during the time of a zombie apocalypse. Elon didn't shy away and posted on Twitter, "When the zombie apocalypse happens, you'll be glad you brought a flamethrower. Works against hordes of the undead or your money back." It was funny. At the same time, it created curiosity among us to know more about Elon's Boeing Company. What makes Boeing Company rather an interesting company? Let's start with that. The ultimate goal is to create an underground network of tunnels. You might be wondering, what is it all for? Well, Elon has already created a revolution with EVs, but this also means we will also face traffic issues related to transportation at higher rates. So he decided to build tunnels for cars and trains to move at super high speeds. Accordingly, the vehicle would be able to move at 150 miles per hour, cutting the traffic issue from the equation. We can expect more tunnels in cosmopolitan cities in no time, and that would definitely be the ultimate game changer we've been talking about so far. Well, at this point, we can definitely conclude how the whole thing will work out to create a better world. All this technology incorporated in terms of our basic demands and needs is more than enough to power up and help the business skyrocket. Twitter. Twitter has been Elon's playground. He cracks a joke and at times promotes many of his endeavors, save for Doge or his vision about colonizing Mars. Things were fun until he took the bold move to purchase Twitter. So without much struggle, he got his hands on Twitter, which is all his now. The mass layoffs might have caught your attention by now. Should we call Elon ambitious or vicious? Well, you can comment that down in the comment section. It all began with Elon questioning the freedom of speech on Twitter in 2017. Soon enough, he acquired shares in Twitter and became the largest shareholder. He then bought Twitter for $44 billion, and it definitely created big news. Under Elon's leadership, Twitter indeed became a place for people to express thoughts about anything and everything. A few days back, Elon posted a poll on Twitter, so the users could vote and decide whether Elon should step down from the CEO position. Later on, over 57% of users voted that Musk should step down from the CEO position. Soon he tweeted saying he would step down as soon as he found someone foolish enough to take the job. Tesla, the ultimate game changer. We can definitely label Tesla as the one thing that gave Elon the wings to acquire or accomplish. Generally known as the king of the EV sector, it has always brought innovation in the finest way possible. Over 70,000 employees work in making the ultimate goal of making the vehicles autonomous. The Gigafactory has sped up the production of electric vehicles. From being a trend to a basic need, Tesla is slowly becoming a part of everyone's life. With more additions to the models, we will be able to see more Teslas occupying our roads soon. Do you know how much the company is worth? Tesla is worth a whopping $388 billion. So what's your thought about Elon and his endeavors, which made him the richest man on Earth several times? His life has been full of surprises, and it's time for us to level up the game as well. Let us know in the comments section. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and we will be back with more exciting videos. Until next time, see you all.